Alright, good morning, guys. It is the 22nd of September. So I got back to work yesterday. It's early in the morning right now. I wake up at like anywhere between 2 and usually between 2 and 3:30. I'll wake up and have a hard time going back to bed. But I go to bed early. I go to bed, around between 9 and 11, I guess. I'm asleep by then. But yeah, I did 6.5 hours yesterday of work up on that roof. Again, my 6.5 hours isn't a normal 6.5 hours. I don't take breaks. I took the one break to make the video. That was it. But otherwise, it's just, steady balls to the wall, just getting it. So 6.5 hours of just constant gymnastics on the roof, physical exertion. I felt fine pretty much the whole time out there. There were a few times where I just started to feel like I was getting exhausted or winded all of a sudden. But yeah, 6.5 hours, and I was like, okay, I got to cut myself off here because I'll push myself. I can, like I said, I can very easily push myself beyond my healthy limit and just fuck myself up. So I got to be very, very careful. So I cut myself off at 6.5 hours. And what happened was, as soon as I got off the roof, man, I was fucked. I couldn't stand up straight. I could barely walk. I got back home, and it took me about an hour and a half to start to feel a little bit better. But I was exhausted. I just felt like I could pass out, and just felt really slow and all of that. So I think it's just working things out of me. I do have the video I want to get out for you guys on supplements I've been taking for the cleanse. The reason I didn't want to say anything before was because I was hitting the whole 3 days before the full moon on, what was that, Monday? And so I was doing a whole strong regimen, and again, just didn't want to send any signals to let whatever parasites are intercepting my thoughts and be able to plan around whatever I'm planning. So I didn't plan anything. I just fucking, I knew what I was going to do, and I just didn't think about it, and I just did it. So anyways, yeah, I got a whole bunch of supplements for the cleanse that I just got through, and I just ordered a bunch for the path I'm going down for the healing. Fingers crossed, man. I really just, I'm hoping, not so much hoping, because hoping is like wondering if it'll work. I know it will work. It's just, I'm coming to the realization of how badly toxified I am. In what I'm seeing in my mind's eye, that's putting it into a picture for me, because words that are coming to me are like locked up, tight, strangled, like you can't breathe, those types of things. And the way I'm seeing it, like visually, is just like the years and years that go by of just not attending to your health and living, in the moment, not even in the moment, but in fear and in not living consciously, I guess is the best way to put it, is every time something happens, whether you get a headache, whether you stub your toe, whether you have a huge emotional outburst with a partner or a friend or a family member, or whatever, what happens is that because these things aren't getting dealt with at the root, and we're just constantly relieving symptoms. That's all we do. That's all we know how to do. That's all we've been taught how to do. That's all the system that taught us how to do it. That's all they know. So it's all we've ever known is symptom. Is chasing after symptoms and fixing each individual symptom. So what happens, because we're not getting to the root of these issues, every time they pile up, and you can have a day, you can have in a 24-hour period, 10, 15 things, like major crazy things, emotional, spiritual, physical, and otherwise happen, that all leave an impression, that all need to be addressed, that all need to be taken care of. But because our lives are they got us on fucking overdrive 24/7, and still feeling like we need to speed up and we're going to get lost, we never have time to do it. So what happens each time one of those things happens and they don't get addressed, it's like it gets wrapped in this super thin, super strong, like a spider's web almost, of this thing that holds it real tight in there, and like almost almost makes it part of wherever it's at, right? Because it wraps so tightly and binds so tightly and then brings it in. It's like it's making room. It's almost like a computer chip, or like how water holds memory, and it can just keep on with the molecules making room, right? And that's what this thing is. It just feels like that. It's like you don't think there can be that many parasites. You don't think there can be that much bacteria. You don't think there can be that much biofilm. But I'm telling you right now, the shit that's coming out of me is just, and it's just common. And it doesn't stop. And so I'm trying to say, like, our bodies are holding so much more than we could ever even possibly imagine. And mine was so overwhelmed. My system has been so overwhelmed by these things and so overtaken in so many decades of that biofilm, that spider web, enclosing all these little bumps and bruises, whether emotional, spiritual, physical, whatever, along the way, that didn't ever get taken care of. And now that I'm healing, I'm telling you guys, everything's being accounted for. Everything, your body, your mind, everything is remembered. Nothing's forgotten. You aren't getting away with anything just because nobody saw you, heard you, witnessed you do this or say this or think this or feel this way. It's all there. And it's all going to have to be accounted for. And, the only reason we let these things go by, like I said, you can have 20, 30 things in a day. It's not uncommon for us in America to have 20, 30 major fucking things in a day happen, and none of them can be dealt with properly because there's just no time. There's no time. And by the time it passes, 10 minutes later, it's forgotten. In the conscious, it's forgotten because there's just no room in the conscious. The conscious can only take care of right now. It can't sit there and hold 30 fucking things and then try to do this and that. It's impossible. It'll drive you nuts. It'll short circuit your system. It'll make you burn out. So yeah, man. So just I'm coming to the realization of I was like 100-year-old attic that hadn't been opened or touched or seen the light of day, in 150 years, That's what I was like inside. Dead. I just got finished doing my yoga. So, the combination of the stretches with the yoga and working these things out, and after doing it this long and trying to see it in your perspective slowly shifting in the program and different programs and indoctrination slowly starting to slouch off of you, it just becomes more and more apparent. You just see deeper and deeper into things. There's nothing new under the sun. You aren't discovering anything new. You aren't that it's not true. You're just remembering. All we are doing is remembering and recalling things. That's it. There's nothing new under the sun. And so yeah, with the combination of these movements, with the detox and the healthy eating now, and making the right choices, and the relaxing, and the taking time for myself, and the conscious, focused awareness constantly throughout the day, and just the dedication to the healing, man, I'm really seeing how, I'm seeing why this doesn't come instantaneously. I think it can, though. I do. I still think it can. It's just, I wonder, like, is it supposed to? Like I have such a respect for everything involved in this journey because of everything it's taken me to fucking claw my way out of this hole that I dug for myself. But, like, I just wonder, like, would that same respect be there, like, that same learning be there, that same integration, strength of integration be there if it was instantaneous, because once you're pulled out of pain and pain goes away, it's easy to forget. Once those bad times are gone, it's easy to forget, and it's the forgetting of what caused those bad times and what caused that pain. And it's just so easy to fall back into things, so it really is like, oh man, I'm getting fucking cold as fuck. I don't know why. It's not even cold up here. Shit. But yeah, it's feeling like I'm slowly getting it back. But man, I'm telling you, my honest assessment right now, guys, is I still have a long ways to go. I'm slowly starting to put a plan together for how I'm approaching this health thing, with as far as, like, because see, I got a ton of supplements that I'm going to be showing you guys in that video, and I don't want to be on them. I know my body doesn't need them, but right now my body needs every good thing it can get to help it, unless I had instant manifestation of perfect health. But honestly, I haven't been going down that route. That's another thing that, with the breathing techniques that I've been doing, just, with the nose breathing, and then with the yoga, I take my time with my yoga and just really allow myself to try to relax. I mean, I relax now with my yoga more than I did a year ago when I was doing it, and I thought I was relaxing then. And it's like, it's just this constant awareness of these things that, we're always looking for something new or the new answer, but it's these things that are right in front of us that just need to be confronted, thought out, analyzed, and dealt with, properly. We're constantly saying, well, I'm trying to do, but we're not, man, because what we're trying to do is what somebody's trying to do by where their time is spent. Okay? So somebody who says they're trying to do something good for their health, but what they mean is, because these are automatons that have been on the program, on the download, for decades. So this is all these people know. So when they think they're trying to get healthy, that means they spent like an hour watching a couple videos, they watched some infomercials, something popped up on their Facebook and they looked into it, they read all the thing for 10 minutes, and they ordered it. And that's what people think, that no, guys, that's not it. If you spend decades committed to fucking yourself up and instant gratification and seeking pleasure constantly, and you know your body paid for that for decades and decades and decades, and that's all you did, and then you think you're going to come in and take a magic pill and all of a sudden just pop up and everything's going to be fine. You're out of your fucking mind, man. And it's that self-entitlement. You know, it's that self-entitlement to health. It's like, bitch, you fucking fucked yourself up for 30 fucking years through your choice. Yeah, you had a bad fucking start. You know, you were fucking abused as a child and everything else. You had a bad start. But come on, how many times in that 30 years as an adult did you have all those opportunities when you know just like I do how many times that like the right thing pops in your head and you get that choice, and we slouch it off, you know, and we slouch it off day after 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 day. We turn away from our soul, you know, from our soul spirit calling to us and screaming and saying, come on, do it right this time, make the right choice this time. And it's like, you know, it's too bad for most of us. You know, we spend that 30 years, it goes by like that, and then next thing you know, one day you wake up and you realize you've been hurting that whole time and you've been in pain. You just never, your pain gauge didn't work properly. You know, so it's just a matter of how much are you going to keep on piling on top of your plate, to your, you know, how much are you going to keep on throwing in front of your journey and adding on to the miles that you're going to have to traverse on your journey to get your health back, you know, to become whole again. So, you know, we all delay at our own peril, and, you know, we all put these things off and procrastinate, and then we all make our excuses and justifications, and we, you know, will plead and scream and curse people out who tell us that we aren't trying hard enough, and we don't try hard enough, because who's trying? Think about that. If you've been controlled by these parasites for 30, 40, 50 years of your life, and then you're trying to get better, who's trying to get better? Who? The weakened soul spirit that's barely hanging on? That's just barely hanging on with a little crook of its finger? And you got this master manipulator tycoon of an ego that was built, empowered, and is fueled by these microscopic parasites that have been living inside of your whole life, that you feed and you obey. And then all of a sudden now you want to heal. Who wants to heal? Do you see what I'm saying? You know, and then you think you're just going to order a pill, and then it's just too much, and you don't have time, and oh my God, and oh, I hate my body, and I can't stand this, and you know what I mean? And it's like, wow, man, it's like, it's entitlement, and until you recognize that entitlement in yourself, nobody owes you a fucking thing. You know what I mean? Your parents did. Your parents owed you a safe space. That's the only person that owed anybody in this world anything, was our parents owed us a safe space. I owed my children a safe space. And guess what? None of us gave our children a safe space. None of us. So we all fucked our children over. So, you know, we're all in the same boat. I got fucked over by my parents. I fucked my kids over. You know, and it doesn't make it right, obviously. It doesn't make the guilt or the shame of it any better. It's just, you know, it's a real wake-up call. It's a real fucking wake-up call to you know, man up, woman up, and take your personal responsibility. Oh, but I didn't ask to come here. I'm not responsible for shit. Well, if that's how you want to look at things, then go fucking shoot yourself in the face and be done with it. If that's really how you think, then shoot yourself in the fucking face and be done with it. Because otherwise, what are you doing? You're doing nothing. You're like a cancer that just sits there and complains. Dead. Because you have no answers. You're not trying to do anything. You're not, there's nothing. It's worthless. It's all nihilistic. It's all goes to dust anyways. None of it matters. And, you know, again, I think that kind of attitude and way of thinking can only be accomplished through parasites and bacteria. I don't think any living thing's going to look at itself like that in a natural, healthy way. I think that's an unhealthy thing, meaning that it's not whole, meaning that there's an invasion of a foreign invader like a parasite or a bacteria that's controlling the mind and emotions to make the apathy to not do anything, to just sit your fucking ass there and just cry, whine, and complain and bitch, moan, and fucking, do nothing. And I think that's just as bad as the peace, love, and chicken grease fuck faces that want to fucking, suck dick and make everybody happy. You know what I mean? I think both of those are just as bad as each other. I have no time, no patience for either one of those cocksuckers. So again, personal responsibility, I don't think it's just something, and I don't know why, but it's just something that it's our choice whether we want to take it or not, and we are certainly going to suffer or benefit from that decision of whether or not to take our personal responsibility seriously. And if you're just going to sit there and be like, well, I never asked for the responsibility in the first place, and think that you're not personally responsible for anything, then that, like I said, just shoot yourself in the face and get it over with. What are you going to live another 10 years like that? I mean, why are you even living? That just makes no fucking sense to me. Those types of people are just fucking, they're so hopeless. To me, it's like the parasite got into them, and their purpose is just to fucking make everybody just feel like complete hopelessness. And I really do feel like people like that have an agenda, not of their own, obviously, but a controlled agenda that they're just made to be apathetic about life. Again, I don't cling to this life. I'm not, I look forward to death. I can't wait for death. But I'm not doing another thing in this life to bring death upon myself on purpose like I did for the first 42 years of it. And I'm not going to I'm not going to waste time. If I think I'm doing something that's wasting time here, I'm not going to do it. Anyways, I'll get more into that subject later, but what else did I want to cover right now? Patrick Teahan, I posted my so I noticed that I was really fucked up. I mean, I don't even remember what I said or in any of the videos, after my attack the other week. But I know I had said I was going to make my playlist public, and I did. It's just my playlist is on my other channel, Richard Swink. And I did make it public, but that was, it's on the other channel. So you got to go to the other channel. It's on that playlist. There are some really, really, really good videos on there. Again, I'm just trying to give open your mind up, expand your mind. I mean, we've been living in this fucking mind box that was created for us. I mean, we all went through the same schooling, guys. If you're my age or within 10, 15 years of it, I know for a fucking fact that you were taught that we came from fucking apes and that, nothing matters and that we're just a speck of dust in the universe and all this horseshit, and all of it's completely untrue. Guys, so if you haven't rewired that programming yet, that's definitely something you want to address, because everything that we were taught was for a purpose of controlling, of breaking us down, pulling our gifts and our abilities away from us, but not even physically. We still have the capability for it. We can't access it because they put that veil over our fucking third eye, because they put that veil over the faculties of our mind, especially for those of us who have this generational parasitical problem. Maybe that's all of us, I don't know, but I know it's my family anyways. But especially with that parasitical generational problem, man, you just got that veil there, and it just really takes a lot to pierce it, because everything that you rationally think think, right? That all the rational information in your head that you're trying to figure out what this epiphany is that you're having that keeps on coming to you but goes away. You really have to just reach for it and not be afraid and figure it out for yourself. But anyways, sorry, I keep on getting off. Patrick Teahan, man. So I reposted this post yesterday, I think it was, and I just wanted to read something off of it. And he's talking about survivors of childhood abuse. But guys, I want you to think about this: survivors of the system. Okay, instead of survivors of childhood abuse, think of him speaking of survivors of this system. Many survivors kept trying to get abusive and dysfunctional issues in their families addressed. Just like we're trying to get, okay, just like many survivors keep trying to get abusive and dysfunctional issues in their families addressed. Now think about that on another level. Many survivors in the system keep trying to get abusive and dysfunctional issues addressed in the system. All right, what? And like, you really don't, like, you see these people all the time. They're like, they're the faces of like, you got Martin Luther King Jr., you got, okay, just think of these faces of these martyrs, right? Or these people that suffered, the whistleblowers, right? And how they're just begging and pleading, and I don't understand, nobody will listen, the government won't listen, blah, blah, blah. Because they're preaching to the fucking cocksuckers who are fucking them in their ass. You know what I mean? So, like, it's a game, and they don't understand that, and so they're trying to fix a broken system that was made to be broken. Just like with these families, if you came out of if you were abused as a child and you're still at 30, 40 years old trying to fucking, talk your mom into seeing the error of her ways and talk your dad into understanding how bad he was to you and tell your sisters and brothers, look, this really happened to me. You're working within a system that was meant to be chaotic, dysfunctional, and fucked up. You're not gonna get anywhere with your inside those abusive systems. They are meant to be like that. So when you start opening your mouth and you get everybody looking at you with like these glazed over glassed eyes, like they're all zombied out. They are, because you're speaking in a language in a form that that doesn't register with the programming in their minds. So they have no fucking clue what you're the crazy fucker. Unfortunately, it takes many years of being shamed and let down to recognize that the system consistently tells us it has no interest in health, growth, sanity, safety, or change. Yeah, exactly. And it's that simple. Our frustration with the systems, our frustration with our family structures, our frustrations with our friends, our frustrations with our work, our frustrations with all this is our issue. It's each one of our own individual issues. This is not the problem is we need strong unions, to stand up for the workers' rights. And we need this, and we need the FDA to make sure that we're not eating poisons. And no, guys, these organizations are all meant to just consume and be dysfunctional on purpose, because by that, they keep you needing them. Do you understand that? If a system was there to really teach you, it's that way you no longer need the system. That system would fall away and it would never be needed anymore. There's not a system in the world that's going to do that to itself. I learned this back in my in my late teens, early 20s, when I was doing my paralegal, when I was studying for my paralegal degree. And I learned that a company, I never knew that until, right around the year 2000 when I was studying for this. I learned that a corporation is an entity. It's considered to be a human by the government, by law, by taxes, by all that shit, by all of that. So, and I was like, man, that's really fucking weird. And that's how it is, guys. And these corporations and these things are not going to create a scenario where they're no longer needed. They have to be wanted and feel needed. Just like a human, a human's not going to come in here and teach everybody, and get a job as a chef. There's no jobs around. He gets a job as a chef. He's not going to come in and teach everybody how to cook their own meals, and then he doesn't have a fucking job again. So that's the kind of system we live in, where you have to establish yourself and make yourself a viable, needed part of society. Because in who are you making yourself viable and needed to? You're making yourself viable and needed to the corporation, to the company as a whole, and you're just one little node in the network, right? That's where the problems come. We are all our own corporation. We need to start acting as such, representing ourselves, wearing our own clothing, wearing our own self. And then each person does that. And until that happens, then we're just stuck in these fucked up systems where everybody's trying to make something work that was never meant to work. I don't know if I got across exactly what I wanted to get across it, but what I'm trying to say, it's the individual. Everything is about the individual. There's no group, nothing. There's no group fixing shit. There's no group fixing anything. There's no getting together and holding hands and singing fa la la di da hallelujah Satan. There's none of that shit. None of it's gonna work. It's all bullshit, and it all stems from fear and the desire for a group, for safety in numbers, for what do you think, how I think, oh, thank God you think I think, I thought I was the only one, right? Which I was saying that yesterday in my video. I think, I wish there was one other, I know there's other people out there going through this. I'm at a weak moment right now, But the pattern can be evident in our romantic relationships and work environments and government systems and social classes and on and on and on and on, all establishments. But here I'll focus on a family where childhood trauma-based codependency often originates. It's painful as we wake up and become healthy to realize that our part in it is not necessarily that we're wrong about the issues that need to be addressed, but that we're driven to keep challenging a system that continues to dismiss us without recognizing that we need to stop trying. That's powerful. And I'm going to read it one more time. It's painful as we wake up and become healthy. That's what I'm doing now, right? To realize that our part in it is not necessarily that we're wrong about the issues that need to be addressed, but that we're driven to keep challenging a system that continues to dismiss us without recognizing that we need to stop trying. And that's big, man. That holds a lot. That holds a lot. Why are we driven to keep challenging a system that continues to dismiss us without recognizing that we need to stop trying? Because we have all our value in that fucking system. Whether that fucking system's family, whether that fucking system is your social class, whether that fucking system's your job, whether that fucking system's your family, whatever it is, a combination of all of them. And because we were purposefully indoctrinated and programmed to only give value to the systems and the corporations and the groups, and say that the only thing that matters is the society and not the individual, man, that's where everything got fucked up. It gets fucked up right there. As soon as you start taking the focus off yourself and putting it anywhere else, you're fucked. You're fucked. And that's what I keep on trying to say. And I keep on trying to, this is a lesson I have learned and learning. And the way it sits with me now compared to a year ago, to even 6 months ago, this is huge, is how there's all of this talk is just talk. Because it's like, man, when each individual is ready, they're going to do it. Until then, they're not. And until then, they're just an agent of the state because they're an empty vessel inside. They're hollow inside, like I am right now. I'm clearing out and getting this blood flow flowing right on the inside, and getting these cobwebs cleaned out, and getting this biofilm ripped off, and releasing these parasites and bacteria that have been sitting there caked in here for decades. And so as you do that, you realize that what you thought was just a hollow shell at first is actually this dynamic, really technically involved living system that is just so unbelievable, and can do so many things that it blows your mind. And then, you realize that everything that they sell us is based off of that system that they can't even come close to replicating. I mean, it's such a fucking, it's like a kindergartner trying to, copy a fucking, Leonardo da Vinci painting. It's like it's not in the same ballpark. You know what I mean? So, I just want to remind people, man, don't, you put yourself down, you think you're just a human and you're stuck in this body, and oh my God, and you're putting yourself down and you're speaking your own defeat towards you. We are incredibly, incredibly powerful. In fact, probably the most powerful thing here. It's just we have been bamboozled, manipulated, tricked, fooled by something with an evil purpose, that can't survive on its own, that needs a host, and has become extremely, in order for it to have survived this long, it has to be incredibly intelligent, I think we keep trying to fight off the grief of how truly limited some family members are, as well as our inner child believing that there must be a reason somewhere in our family, so we keep digging for it. Yeah, that's true. But why do we keep digging for it? It's because we give so much value to these things, because it's all we've ever known, and we were made to feel like shit from the beginning. So once we start getting healthy, we want to recontribute to that same fucked up group that tried to fucking crush us and kill us in the first place, and be like, hey guys, look, I got the answer. Look. And they're all like, what, you dumb motherfucker, you're still alive? I thought we fucking killed you a long time ago. They don't give a fuck what we're saying. They don't give a fuck about fixing anything. They're happy as fuck in their chaos. That's where they live, in the fucking chaos. That's how they survive. But we're sitting here so stupid, like, I got the answer, I'm gonna fix it. We can't fix shit. You can't even fix anything of your own. You can't fix nothing in your own life, and you think you're gonna go out there and fix the school system, fix the education system, fix the government. I'll fix this, fix that, fix. You guys can't even fix your fucking kitchen sink. God damn it. You know what I mean? Fucking silly, dude. And then this is just something I saw this popped up yesterday. Aldous Huxley, he says, beware of being too rational. In the country of the insane, the integrated man doesn't become king. He gets lynched. I thought that was great. It's true, man. They don't want to hear your shit. They don't want to hear your common sense. They don't want to hear your fucking technical thinking. They don't want to hear any of that. You better be careful you run your mouth to. And then this one, I really like this one too, because this is the other thing, like, with this reset that's happening right now as we speak. Like I said, we are making our decision daily right now over the next couple years, I'm guessing, and it's going to put us on either side of this reset. So, you're making your decisions. So if, like, every day you wake up and you shouldn't be going to work and putting this much effort into your work, and that you got health problems and family problems and things that need to be addressed, but you're still selling your soul for the system and for the fake dollar and monopoly money, and you're still doing that, 2 years from now, you're done. You're on the wrong side of this reset, dude. Period. And it's so I saw this, and because people want there's like this huge movement where they're getting everybody hyped up. They're like, the reset's coming, there's nothing we can do about it, but it's great, the reset's coming, we're going to get rid of all these bad people, and we're going to have, a government that cares and works for the people, and they want to keep all these things. They want to keep all the systems in place, all the slavery systems in place, act like it's not slavery, pay people a little bit more money, and then, say, okay, we fixed everything. But because they're still evil, they're still disgusting, evil people. That's not the way it's going to work. With the reset, it's a complete change of mind, and with that is going to come a new reality and everything. Like I said, none of this is going to exist in the new reality that's coming. None of it. You will own nothing and be happy. Okay, they tell you, they already know, they have to tell you, they mock you, they make fun of you because they say those things to trigger you to the other side. I can't remember what that mind manipulation is, but where they're driving you to make this choice. So they put this out there and say this: you'll own nothing and be happy. So you'll be like, oh, bullshit, motherfucker, you ain't taking all my shit. I love my possessions. Whereas the way you're supposed to be going is getting rid of all this shit. And so it's like a complete mindfuck, man. And they got everybody fighting to keep their shit now, and with their guns sitting in their house. You're like, yeah, come take my shit. It's like, God damn it. But so this guy says, I think that's from Lord of the Rings. He says, safe and effective is not a lie. It's two lies. And that is my point, and I'll end it there. Safe and effective is not a lie. It's two lies. Because for all you peace, love, and chicken grease people out there that want to hold on to these systems and just, coddle everybody and just be like, all we need is just good vibes, just good vibes, just good vibes, just don't hurt anybody's feelings. Okay? That's like saying that it's effective, but it's not safe. You're only giving half the truth. And with that, you're not going to, your revolution, your change that you're going to make means nothing. You're just playing both sides of the same coin. That's all you're doing. You're playing the same game. You're still in the Matrix, playing the Matrix game no matter what. You have to get rid of the whole thing. In order to do that, you have to recognize the nuances. Safe and effective is not a lie. It's two lies. And this is a powerful point to really integrate what I'm saying there. And I hope you guys can pick up what I'm putting down right there. But that is a huge, huge thing. So you don't get bamboozled, or they allow you to take a few steps to feel like you're getting somewhere, and then they put that veil back over, and then you're stuck now on a different level, in a different cattle pen instead of this cattle pen. But it doesn't matter. It's still a cattle pen. So I don't know if I'm getting that fruit, but safe and effective is not a lie. When they say that, they're not lying. They're lying twice. Safe and effective. When they tell you that the system just needs, it just needs more money. That's a lie. It doesn't need more money. It needs to go away. It's broken. Okay, so you just got to think deeper on things, I guess is what I'm saying. You got to see the nuances, because these people trying to bring in change right now, you have controlled opposition. You have the controlled opposition, and they're coming in. These change makers are coming in big, and they're creating the narrative for the reset, and they're saying, look, we can keep all this. We'll just fix it. We'll just plant more trees at the schools, and we'll give a longer summertime, and we'll give more recess time, and we'll bring art back into school, but they're still going to teach your kid all the fucking fucked up indoctrination of false history that they've been doing their whole time, all the fake ass bullshit science telling us the art we're spinning at fucking thousands of miles around the universe, and water sticking to a round surface and it's flying around. I mean, come on. Do you see what I'm saying? There is no keeping You cannot put new wine into old wineskins. You have to get rid of the old container. How do you get rid of the old container? That's what I'm doing now. I'm cleaning it out. I'm going to be the new man. I'm creating the new man daily. It's a new thought. It's a new brain. It's cleaning everything up. It's taking back what belongs to me. It's cleaning these parasites and this bacteria out of all of these arteries, these veins, these capillaries, the muscle tissue, the fucking fat, the everything, getting it out of all the organs, forcing it out, creating an environment, an internal environment where this thing does not want to be in. And that's how we have to do it. And then that internal environment has to radiate out of us. That is the only way to fix anything. Individual personal responsibility through discipline, radical honesty, courage, honesty, and that's it. It's that simple, but it's that difficult. And again, just when you think you know everything, when you really are doing this work, you'll know, because those things you thought you knew, you'll see on a deeper level so much more to going on, and how everything's connected and how it's all working out. So I think that's it for now, but I got to get ready for work. But yeah, guys, hope you're taking care of yourselves and doing what you're supposed to be doing, man. You know, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was to make people think he didn't exist. And yeah, I mean, these parasites have been around. They, supposedly, if you believe anything in history, they've been around, they've been known and been around forever, and they've been compared, they've always been compared to demons. That's where the whole demon thing even fucking comes from. It's from parasites. You blow up a picture of what a parasite looks like, and they look like old drawings of demons from hundreds, thousands of years ago. How did they know that they look like that? So it just makes you question everything, because there's nothing new under the sun. We are playing out a dramatic game, and feeding energy into a fucked up system that was purposely made to drain us and hold us back. So anyways, take your personal responsibility seriously, guys.